What's going on, guys? In this video, let's go over how to set up and why we want to use a nebulizer treatment with albuterol and Atrovent. So the pieces in front of me, like the oxygen tubing, the blow-off pipe, and the chamber, the T-piece and the blow-off or the mouthpiece are things that you'll need, along with oxygen and then the actual medication. All right. So the first thing is why? What are our indications for this? It will be wheezes. All right, so you take lung sounds in the breathing section and you hear wheezes. At the end of the breathing section, you're going to determine the severity of the respiratory distress, and certain lung sounds like wheezes will dictate our treatment. And in the breathing section is where we can actually initiate this intervention. All right, so we're going to have our oxygen ready to go, our regulator on the O2 tank, and the first thing I want you to grab out of all of these things is going to be the chamber. All right, this chamber right here is the first thing. There's a cap to it. I want you to take the cap off. All right, and let's take a close-up look at the medication. So the more kind of common medication you're going to have is something called albuterol. It typically is blue right here, and they come in various size packaging. Sometimes they're as small as this one, and sometimes they're as big, because they come in, there's like multiple doses in here, okay? So the thing is, though, when you open both, they both look exactly the same. And you just have to do your due diligence and do the reading, all right? So I don't think my camera can pick it up, but like on this one, it's gonna say albuterol sulfate right here, and then on this one, it's gonna say ipratropium bromide. Okay, so Atrovent is what we know and is what we call it, and ipratropium bromide is the actual name. So as you see, the dose, aesthetically they look the same. Just do your reading. The exact dose and volume is written on this mini, what we like to call a Kool-Aid bottle. If you remember, kind of just twist the cap and then you squirt it in. So take one of them, and you take the cap, twist the cap, and they're both 3 milliliters, and you take your albuterol, and you're going to squirt it in here, all of it. All right, so that's 3 milliliters. Take the other cap, and then you get all that in here. All right, it's all in there. You put the cap back on. All right, next thing out of these 3 things that you would grab is going to be this piece. All right, so it looks like a T, so put the T on the top of the chamber, just like that. Now, as you see, both sides are different sizes, so it doesn't matter which one of these two you now grab. They only go one way. All right, so let's grab the mouthpiece. If it doesn't go, then just turn it around. Go on the other side. All right. This is going to blow off excess medication. All right. And then the remaining piece is going to be the mouthpiece. Make sure that it's horizontal instead of vertical, because remember, the patient's going to be coached to put this mouth on this, so they can't put their head sideways. So make sure this is horizontal. And then you have O2 tubing that's going to go to the bottom of this. All right, just like that. That's what it's going to look like. So let's quickly set up our oxygen tank. All right, we got this. We got this. I am going to turn this part right here to 6. 4 and 6. So that's 6 liters per minute. It can't be any less or any more. Too much, and it's going to be too powerful. Too less, anything less than 6, is not going to be enough pressure to aerosolize the medication. So we are aerosolizing this. Do you see this? And you would coach your patient to take long and slow inhales to really get the medication in there. Now, if I were to crank this up, like sometimes this pops off depending on the neb chamber, and sometimes it doesn't. But you want to keep it at 6 liters per minute, okay? Now, as you see, it's kind of like a lot of condensation in here. You see like the dripping on the side. As the medication gets used up, just tap it a couple times to really finish it off, and then you're going to do a reassessment. So with that reassessment, you're going to reassess lung sounds, their chief complaint, how do they currently feel. If lung sounds persist for 2 more times, we're only going to give albuterol. So albuterol is our beta-2 agonist. It's going to cause bronchodilation. It works very fast, 2 to 5 minutes, whereas Atrovent is an anticholinergic, and it has bronchodilation effects, and it also has mucus drying effects. It does have a longer onset for it to take place and more side effects than albuterol does. And so if you were to do another nebulizer treatment, we're only going to continue giving albuterol, and we will withhold Atrovent. So let's say we did that 2 more times, 2 more rounds of just albuterol, and wheezes for some reason still persist, right? The main side effect of albuterol is going to be elevated heart rate, but one thing that we could end up doing is actually, I'll link our CPAP video in the corner right here, but one thing we could do is at the bottom of our specific CPAP device, this blue one-way valve right here, is where we can insert a nebulizer treatment, all right, just like that. But notice how the CPAP device will need its own O2, and then the nebulizer treatment will need its own O2, okay? But then we could force albuterol through this CPAP, all right? I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the space below, and we'll see you in the next one.